The world of dating is a scary place. As far as I'm aware, modern dating is hard because a lot of men cannot find their soulmate. So, how lucky is it that TikTok is full of dating coaches, professionals, might I add, experienced alpha males that are ready to tell you what women to date and not to date absolutely for free? Well, the first 3 pieces of advice will be free, but then you have to pay for absolutely generic information that everybody knows, but they don't want you to know that. Hi guys, my name is Moran. Welcome to my channel. This is my series where I explore TikTok and try to learn, educate myself, so to say, on different topics as if TikTok was the sole source of information. As you can imagine, this is not going real well. I think today's episode will demonstrate that perfectly because we are going to be looking into what women are wrong to date and what are some red flags in a woman. Let's just dive in and see what is happening.
If she's going out, it's a deal breaker for me.
Huge red flag.
That for me, it's a deal breaker.
I totally agree.
Straight up, I will say I love these podcasts with like alpha dogs, and there's always this one guy who exists for the sole purpose of being like, yeah, bro.
Why is that a deal breaker? Is it because it makes you insecure?
It has nothing to do with insecurity.
Nothing.
This is a dream world hypothetical scenario. Girls really don't be hitting up guys like this. Would you be okay with your long-term monogamous partner going to a nightclub, bar, or party type environment?
Before he continues, yes, and you should be, but I will elaborate on that later.
Where throughout the course of the night, he's going to get approached, flirted with, and sexually pursued by numerous attractive women, some of which are more attractive than you and could potentially be a better partner than you, and these women are buying him drinks, getting him drunk, and enthusiastically want to sleep with him that night and steal him away from you. You're gonna tell me you'd be okay with that?
No, not with that. Definitely not.
The babes just gave up so fast. I am a little disappointed. I don't know, maybe they elaborated later and the part was cut out because these podcasters really like cutting things out of context and presenting them as like facts, and they like served their opponents, even though they did not. Anyway, let me say my piece before we move on. I think this is just a very ridiculous explanation that he gave. Would you be okay if your partner went to a nightclub where a bunch of women hotter than you hit on your man and bought him drinks and tried to get him drunk? None of this actually matters. None of this should be a part of the conversation, because if you are in a long-term trusting relationship, you shouldn't have a problem with that, because these are things that are not in the person's control. If you're attractive and you are going out, yes, you might get hit on, but guess what? You can get hit on in a grocery store. You can get hit on in your office. So what, shouldn't she go to her workplace? And then we also come to this little thing of like, if you trust your partner, you should not be wondering if people are going to be hitting on them, buying them drinks, because it just comes down to, if your partner respects you and loves you, they will not take the drinks, they will not engage, they will not cheat on you, and they will not sabotage your relationship. What is hard to understand about that?
3 more low-key red flags in women. Number 1, when you're hanging out with her phone is always like this. Reason 1, they're being polite and they're not trying to be distracted by their phone, but if it's someone who actively checks their phone but otherwise it's down like this, she likely doesn't want you to see the notification screen. Why would that be? Well, likely she has some notifications coming from dating apps or text messages that are probably from some other dudes.
This is the level of paranoia spinning out of control that I cannot get behind. This is ridiculous. I swear to God, this is the last thing that would cross my mind. There can be so many other explanations. I would agree that if you are hanging out with a girl and then she like fidgets with her phone and like purposefully tries to snatch it away from you, if you're looking at it, that is a little alarming, but also it's weird when a guy on a date tries to look at the girl's phone. So I don't know, I just don't agree with this dude. I don't know, I'm trying to explain myself so hard.
Number 2, she really enjoys nightlife. Look, it's not a problem if from time to time you guys go out together, you dance together, she dances with her friends, but if every weekend she's going out with her friends and not with you, it's probably because she enjoys being in this environment where she's being approached and noticed and seen by other men.
Or she likes spending her time with friends. You don't like going out every weekend, but she does. You are not on that level of the relationship to be together every single weekend and for her to sacrifice her going out time for you. How about all those explanations? It just stinks of insecurity to me. Every time I hear a man who's like, oh, I don't like girls who go to nightclubs because they're like trying to get attention and whatever, you're handling your insecurity very poorly. Step away, please. Thank you. Don't get me wrong, I don't enjoy going to clubs. I, in fact, hate them. They're too loud. There are too many people, but I don't think we should jump to conclusions based on something like this.
Number 3, she does not have a good relationship with her family. Some people don't have amazing support from their family, and that's no fault of their own, but these people tend to have a bit more trauma that they carry with them from when they're younger, and some people work through that and become much stronger because of it, but a lot of people, they're still dealing with that trauma. It doesn't mean she's a bad person, but she may not be in the best place mentally to be in a relationship.
Again, I don't like any of the points this guy made. This is absolutely fine. We all agree to disagree, I guess. Yes, people who have trauma are harder to be in a relationship with because if they have not worked on it, it may transfer into the relationship with you. And yes, if you don't want to deal with that, you better just step away before it's too late. But if she doesn't have a good relationship with her family, it does not in any way equal her having trauma. Sometimes I feel like it's even better when a person already like broke ties with their family and they are not close, because it means that they sort of get and they know they have a problem, or like they have terrible relatives or whatever it may be. Whereas a lot of people who have normal relationship with their family turn out to have a huge pile of complexes, of unworked through trauma, and all of those things that he says are like undesirable in a woman. So I don't think that's a very good indicator of anything. Okay. But I wanna die. I think this is just the guy who was hurt by a woman when they broke up and she like dumped him. He was just like, oh, I am going to post a TikTok and write everything as a red flag. And now I hate women who have any traits that you have, because this is such like a word salad of random things a woman can have, and it just gives off the vibe of him just deciding one day to enter villain incel era. 5'2", but says she's 5'3". Okay. Random. Iron deficiency. What? Name has 2 A's. Oh, I got this one. My real name has 3 A's. So I get like a red flag with a plus. Nice. Still not over her ex. Yeah, okay, that is a valid one. Highlights. So we went over their height, the car they drive, their health for some reason, their name. Now we get the hairstyle. And we're not even halfway done, guys. Lies about her height on her driver's license. He has a weird thing about height because he already mentioned lying about height, just in a different way. Keeps a list in her notes app. Oh, like a list of guys. Well, yeah, that's a bit alarming, but I feel like it's not only in women. For me, any person who keeps a laundry list of people they went through, it's just like gross. Has dating app preferences set to above 6 feet. It's really easy usually to spot dudes insecure about their own height, and I sense one over here. I'm not psychic or anything, but feels like that just a little bit. Is it red flag in a guy who prefers blondes? I'm pretty sure this dude would say it isn't. It's just a preference. But when a woman wants to date a tall guy, he's like, this is a red flag. How dare this have preferences? I don't like that. Daddy issues. I don't know. Daddy issues can play really well to your advantage. It's just you have to know how to use it, and you clearly don't. He seems to be pointing out every single detail about a person. Strangely, we don't have like has brown eyes as a red flag, or she's a redhead, so she's secretly a witch and is trying to steal your soul or whatever. Is below 5 feet. Oh no. You have 4 red flags in here related to height. Stop. Just stop, okay? Let's just move on to the last one.
So you don't want to date women with these red flags. What's up? I'm Dave and I help busy guys meet high quality women. And one of the big things that can screw up your dating life is messing with the wrong women. So here are some red flags to watch for. She uses pronouns, vaccine status, or political affiliation in her bio. That's an instant swipe left.
I forgot about this one. This is the best ever. This whole thing with pronouns and people being mad about pronouns will never make sense to me. It is not that hard to adapt this thing, okay? Also, the fact that he mentioned vaccination is very alarming because I do not even want to start talking about anti-vaxxers and people who think that getting vaccinated from coronavirus is something bad, because this is beyond my pay grade, okay? I cannot.
No fitness routine. She may look good now, but it's not gonna last.
Are you gonna look good? Is your beautiful look gonna last? It gives me the vibes of like, if you gain 20 pounds, I'm gonna divorce you, and I don't like that.
Bad with money, she's gonna make you go broke.
Weird perception of relationships. He already jumps to the conclusion that a woman will be dependent on him financially.
A lack of self-awareness, she'll get constantly offended.
That might be a thing, but maybe also think about the fact that if your girl often gets offended, maybe you're also doing something to offend her. For me, it's really hard to imagine that 2 people are dating and the girl is always upset about something and the guy has like 0 responsibility for it. 0. It's all because of her lack of self-awareness. Anyway, I think we all here are walking, living, breathing red flags. Be careful out there, and maybe don't listen to TikTok dating coaches because they be bad. If you want good dating advice, maybe pick up some books by professional psychologists and therapists, because I promise you 90% of people on TikTok who say they are a psychologist, psychiatrist, they are not. They got a fake degree from the university of your mom's basement, and now they're trying to teach you using their own weird prejudices. Don't buy into that. I'm gonna be ending on this note. So may y'all find yourself some love if you haven't yet, and I will see you with another video real soon. Thank you so much for watching. If you're still here, though I doubt it, bye.